So check this out, y'all. I'm in a super mystical frequency right now. Today is the second born day for Kim Porter. This is the day that she passed. And I'm just like in my backyard and I'm giving thanks.
Now you kind of look at him like scoundrels. What won't you do for that damn career? Listen, this is a disgusting business. That's all I'm going to say. This business is so disgusting that I can't. I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators of the media. As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You represent a lot.
Delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate the...
So while speaking, they were called N-word, B-word.
Guys, Jay-Z just changed his name on every platform. He's not Jay-Z anymore. He's now Jay-Z with the 2 dots over the Y. Conveniently timed, and we'll get into that. But not only did he put the 2 dots above the Y on every platform.
Wendy Williams was, and remains, Diddy and Jay-Z's ultimate worst nightmare. And it seems we finally know exactly why. She was one of the very first media figures to expose Diddy for his notorious, under-the-radar freak-off parties, an act of defiance that allegedly nearly cost her her life. Right on the heels of that, she had the audacity to expose Jay-Z for reportedly fathering a child with his alleged mistress, Cathy White. Baby, Wendy might have kept it cute and composed on camera while reporting these scandals, but rumors are swirling that shadowy figures were hunting her the entire time she was breaking these stories. To make matters even more sinister, there are disturbing theories suggesting that Diddy and Jay-Z might have orchestrated her current conservatorship to silence her permanently. I am fairly certain that by now, you've caught wind of the dark conspiracy theories surrounding Kim Porter's untimely passing. Beyond the chilling rumor that Diddy supposedly purchased a lavish casket for her weeks before her death, her autopsy results and witness testimonies simply do not align. At the time, it was widely reported that Kim succumbed to pneumonia. However, according to insider sources, the narrative about Kim being found unresponsive by her household staff was an outright fabrication orchestrated by Diddy. Whispers claim she was actually discovered in her bed with crimson fluid on her pillowcases, accompanied by a faint trail of the same fluid leading across the bedroom floor to the bathroom. On top of that, she was allegedly positioned strategically on the bed to intentionally derail the police investigation. Shortly after this, Ed Winter, and the coroner spearheading the investigation, stepped forward with his findings. And honey, they completely contradicted that pneumonia diagnosis. According to Ed, he discovered toxins in Kim's system that strongly indicated poisoning. Yes, you heard that correctly. And get this. Right after dropping that bombshell, Diddy supposedly leveraged his elite connections to have Winter swiftly removed from the case and replaced with a hand-picked coroner of his own. Tell me that doesn't scream suspicious. The wildest part? Kim's case wasn't Ed's first rodeo. He was an incredibly seasoned professional. Ed was the exact same investigator who looked into the high-profile deaths of Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Brittany Murphy, Paul Walker, Tom Petty, and Corey Haim. This man thoroughly knew his craft. And just when you thought things couldn't get any messier, Ed mysteriously passed away right when the public started demanding answers about the bizarre circumstances of Kim's death. It's giving major cover-up energy, if you ask me. But girl, the rabbit hole goes deeper. Kim's former partner, Al B. Sure, flat out accused Diddy of being the mastermind behind her demise. This man entirely skipped the allegedlys, y'all. Al even released a book titled Do You Believe Me Now?, where he accused Diddy of trying to take his life too, once he started asking questions about Kim. Whenever he would post anything regarding Diddy or mention fearing for his safety, he would allegedly receive menacing calls from anonymous figures, threatening to end his life if he didn't delete the posts.
So you were in that coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, I mean, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah,
60.
Right. Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, what happened? So,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book.
Yes,
what that,
I want to get into that.
What that process is. But so it's been quite a journey. And as I said, even as it relates to writing the book, I went through many, almost, more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Hey, really? What's wrong with you? No way, but not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
posting, I get calls, take it down or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure.
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Word on the street is that Diddy orchestrated Kim's demise because she was allegedly drafting a bombshell tell-all book poised to destroy his empire. The memoir was supposedly going to expose the gritty details of his secret parties and the severe mistreatment she endured during their relationship. He might have successfully blocked the book from hitting the shelves, but text messages and emails between Kim's family and her prospective publishing company leaked, offering a chilling glimpse into what the manuscript contained. The leaked email read, "I was devastated to read the things that Kim put up with and witnessed during her relationship with Diddy. Also, some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom. It mentions Mary J. Blige being pregnant by Diddy and, of course, having an abortion, the beatings she took, pushing him down the steps in 2007 and breaking his foot. Also, how she used a strap-on to please Diddy, and how she would hysterically cry alone after doing so. It detailed how she protected Albie Shore from running into Diddy, calling to warn him to avoid certain locations to stay out of trouble. Now, regarding Wendy Williams and Diddy, their feud has been simmering for decades. Furious that she had the boldness to call out his questionable gatherings back in the 90s, he literally used his industry weight to get her banned from every radio station in New York, effectively exiling her from the city. They eventually manufactured a truce, but even then, Wendy never stopped throwing shade his way. She was one of the first to subtly expose Diddy's dynamic with Cathy back when they were still together, even if the public didn't fully grasp what she was hinting at back then.
Cathy's in South Africa filming Honey 3, and she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them because if you use your head, you never know when they're gonna pop up on the scene. Like he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay? Pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like I'm already paranoid. Puffy posted a picture of Michael Jackson's song, Lady in My Life, and wrote, if anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times. I suggest don't use social media though to reach out. I think this was a grand overture from Puffy. I don't believe he really wants her back. I believe he probably treated her at some particular point like a possession, like a possession. And if you really care, then you'd reach out privately, not publicly.
If y'all remember that infamous night in 1999 when Diddy and Jennifer Lopez got caught up in that nightclub shootout, Wendy was the sole media personality bold enough to point out the glaring inconsistencies in the case, the exact case that resulted in 19-year-old Shine taking the fall and landing behind bars. Exactly. While everyone else blindly bought into Diddy's narrative blaming Shine, Wendy sensed something incredibly fishy was going down. And listen, she refused to bite her tongue.
Absolutely set up to be the fall guy. Taking the fall means not snitching, not getting your friends in trouble. Even today, I wouldn't want to do anything to get anyone in trouble.
Sure. I do not own a nor did I possess a that night.
Eventually, their beef escalated to such toxic heights that Diddy allegedly tried to silence Wendy once again by issuing a veiled threat toward her then 16-year-old son, Kevin Jr. These rumors resurfaced when an old, highly uncomfortable interview between Diddy and Wendy went viral. In the clip, Wendy is visibly rattled, stumbling over her words the moment Diddy pointedly mentions that he had met her son.
And let me tell you something. As the mother of a now 16-year-old,
who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You represent a lot to a lot of people in general.
When it comes to Kim Porter, Wendy has always belonged to the camp that believes she did not naturally succumb to pneumonia. When Kim passed, Wendy tweeted, "I just heard the sad news about Kim Porter. My condolences to Diddy and Kim's families. Rest in peace." But here's where the tea gets piping hot. Shortly after that seemingly standard tweet, Wendy went on her show and dropped a cryptic comment that sounded something like, "Kim Porter has passed, and that's all I'm going to say." The footage of this specific remark has practically been scrubbed from the internet, but fans insist this was Wendy's covert way of signaling that Kim's death was anything but natural. She only added fuel to the fire when she released a statement following Diddy's recent incarceration, essentially reveling in his ultimate downfall. And guess who else tragically passed away right on the brink of an expose-style interview? Cathy White. For a bit of context, Cathy was allegedly Jay-Z's mistress, and according to dark internet lore, the secret surrogate for Beyoncé. The conspiracy claims that after Cathy gave birth, Beyoncé essentially claimed Blue Ivy as her own and orchestrated Cathy's mysterious demise. To make this theory even more bizarre, fans believe Beyoncé has dared to subtly reference Cathy's passing in her music. For example, in 2024, Beyoncé dropped the track Daughter, which conspiracy theorists are convinced is a blatant, hidden-in-plain-sight confession to eliminating Cathy and taking Blue Ivy.
Allegedly, the song Daughter on Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter album,
I love that one.
It's potentially a murder confession about Jay-Z's mistress, Cathy White.
But here's where it all connects. Long before these wild theories dominated social media, Wendy had already been scrutinizing Beyoncé's every move. Some of y'all might not recall this, but back in 2011, Beyoncé sent the internet into a frenzy when her alleged baby bump literally folded and collapsed during a live television appearance. Wendy took to her talk show the very next day and ruthlessly tore into Beyoncé for allegedly faking her pregnancy. Wendy even dared to drop Cathy White's name on national television. Listen, this was an incredibly risky move because at the time, no mainstream media outlet was touching the Cathy White story. The whole situation was strictly an if you know secret within the industry.
Beyoncé's pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away. Beyoncé is going to use a surrogate so she can maintain her body, but they're going to play it off like it's allegedly, like they gave birth. Remember, I was the first one to say this, and you remember, because wait, I haven't said it yet. Watch. It's going to be an at-home water birth in the master bathroom. There are going to be 3 people there. Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and her mother, Miss Tina. Watch.
It remains a mystery exactly how Wendy cultivated such profound insider knowledge. But the woman had spies and informants lurking in every corner of Hollywood. And I guess before this current wave of industry exposure began, someone decided she had to be silenced. Otherwise, she undoubtedly would have unleashed the decades' worth of evidence she had been meticulously collecting. Now, right as the Diddy and Epstein scandals are hitting their peak, Wendy has conveniently been forced into a highly restrictive conservatorship. In the meantime, the public is speaking out. One commenter stated, "Kim's death should absolutely be investigated. He is a monster and should never see the light of day." Another pointed out, "Bey didn't have Blue Ivy. Who in the hell blocks off an entire hospital wing just to have a baby? Bey didn't do that when she had the twins. You do the math, the truth will eventually come out." But now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Wendy exposing the dark secrets behind Cathy and Kim's deaths? And do you truly believe this is the real reason she was forced into a conservatorship? Drop your hottest takes in the comments section below.